Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you are enjoying the session so far. This time, I'm going to talk about our brand new premium solution, which is called Assist Dashboard, and we will discover how to uncover new insights with a holistic attribution strategy. Let me introduce myself really quick. I will keep it short. I'm Cansu. I've been working for Adjust for over 3 years as a team lead of growth team. And Adjust is an app analytics platform. We are helping our clients to grow their mobile apps, maximize their ROI by giving them necessary tools in terms of attribution, measurement, optimization, automation, and also protecting user data. And we dedicated ourselves to being innovative solutions, and Assist is one of them, and I'm so excited to be sharing with you here today. So let's get started. This is our agenda today. First, I will be sharing some vertical insights, which I think might be helpful. And then I will talk about attribution basics. And we will get to the exciting part, Assist Dashboard, assisted installs, how we can interpret this data. I will be sharing a case study. And lastly, I will share with you connected TV campaigns and how you can take an advantage of Assist Dashboard to evaluate the performance of CTV campaigns. So let's kick it off. Let's look into app install growth first between 2020 and 2022. Gaming installs in EMEA grew significantly in 2021. We saw 18% year-over-year growth. Although app install growth has slowed down in the first half of 2020, the numbers are still up significantly. We can say that. And compared to the 2020 average, installs were up 13% in the first half of 2022. And compared to first half of 2021, these numbers jumped by an impressive 20%. And another thing I would like to share here, it's interesting to note that maybe you can also see the spike January 2020, 2021, and 2022. January has been the best month for gaming apps constantly. And in January 2020, we have seen 18% app install growth. App install growth was higher than 18% average first half of 2022. So I will continue with sub-vertical level. So when we break down installs by sub-vertical, we can say that gaming installs are taking the most of the share in EMEA, and hyper-casual accounted for the highest install volume in EMEA at 34%, and followed by action at 11%, puzzle at 10%, and casual and sports are following at 8%. Before we are getting into attribution basics, I would like to share one last thing with you, paid organic ratio. And you can see the difference, hyper-casual and gaming vertical overall, there is a huge difference here. It's understood that hyper-casual users come with high churn rate, right? And the high turnover nature of the hyper-casual user base means there is also a good understanding of targeted advertising within the vertical. And this receptiveness to advertising can be seen the paid organic ratio, where hyper-casual sits at 3.59 paid installs for every organic. It also shows us that how important it is to be able to understand how those marketing channels are interacting each other. I will take a deep dive into that later on. Let's talk about attribution basics. What does Adjust do? Adjust, we match ad engagements to the app install, which is a vital information, right, to make data-driven marketing decisions, to optimize your campaigns, to allocate your marketing budget based on data we provide. And the story starts with an ad engagement. In this example, we can see a click. User clicks on the ad. They are redirected to Google Play or App Store, and they are downloading your app, opening it for the very first time, which will be considered as an install. And then we saw that we can attribute to user the ad engagement to the app install. So here, at that moment, the user installing your app, our SDK will be triggered and bunch of information will be sent to backend. And so that's how it works. That's how we are doing the attribution here. And we also know the fact that we apply last touch attribution logic, where the last touch point within the user customer journey receives the credit for app install. There's nothing wrong with last touch attribution logic. This is the universal marketing standard on app marketing and desktop as well. But it might put down funnel channels such as search, social at advantage over other channels. And we are missing the full funnel impact of your user acquisition efforts. And with Assist Dashboard, that's one of the problems we are trying to solve. And today, marketers use more than 14 platforms on average to engage users. And it's the fact that the user journey is getting more and more complicated. And most of the time, it takes more than one ad engagement to convince one single user to install your app. And another thing maybe I can highlight here, hyper-casual overall gaming apps, they also has the most diverse marketing mix, constantly increasing the partners they are working with. So that also comes to the point, it's important to analyze how those channels are interacting each other and how they are making a contribution to users' install. And the market is getting competitive. And when we look at the numbers, how much gaming apps available on App Store or Google Play, and numbers, it speaks for itself. On Google Play side, almost 500,000, and on the App Store side, 300,000 apps, and the competition is becoming tougher. So in order to determine which ad engagement should be awarded for the attribution for the app install, Adjust and every other MMP uses an attribution waterfall. There are a couple of things here I would like to highlight. The first one is clicks always prioritize over impressions. The reason why we strongly believe that clicks shows stronger engagement, and whereas impression, it can be passive, right? The user just scrolling down, but clicks, it requires an action. And let's say you have an impression just right before the app install. And you also have a click a day before. In that scenario, click will get the app install, since click will be prioritized over impressions. If there's a click within attribution window, clicks will be always prioritized. And we can also consider activating impression-based attribution, which is not activated by default, but it will enable you to analyze more touch points, and so that you will have better understanding on your user acquisition efforts. And when we look into this attribution waterfall, it starts with click with deterministic attribution, which we are familiar with that. Whenever we get a unique identifier, advertising ID at ad engagements and install. And secondly, click with probabilistic matching follows. And probabilistic matching, that's a fallback strategy. We must fall back on if there is no IDFA, if there is no unique identifier. And if there is no click within the attribution window, then we can rely on impression-based attribution. And if there is no any ad engagement, if the user is not interacting with any marketing channel, which is going to be considered as an organic install. So we are getting to the exciting part. First, I would like to explain the basic terminology, the KPIs we are going to see on the dashboard, which comes along with Assist dashboard. The first one is non-assisted install. Non-assisted install, when there is only one and only ad engagement before app install, it will be considered as non-assisted install. And when we look at this illustration, actually you will see two different ad engagements, right? And the first one is coming from Apple Search Ads, which is an impression, and which is outside of attribution window, which makes it a non-qualifying engagement. So this is not qualified to evaluate as a touch point within the Assist dashboard. And the second of all, the user goes to Facebook, they click on the ad, and they install your app, and Facebook will be the attributed channel, and they will get the install. And since Apple Search Ads impression is outside of attribution window, it's not qualified, this Facebook install will be one non-assisted install. So let's talk about assisted install here. When there are at least 2 touch points which competed for the app install, we can consider that as an assisted install. There might be more than 2 different touch points, by the way. Let's look into this illustration this time. And the user journey starts with an impression coming from Apple search ads, but still it's the same story. It's outside of attribution window. It will not be qualified. And the second ad engagement on TikTok, the user clicked on the ad. They haven't installed your app. And then they are going to Facebook. They are clicking on Facebook ad, but still they haven't installed your app. And lastly, last engagement here, it's an impression from Google Ads. And then right after that, the user decides to install your app. But in that scenario, as we mentioned, clicks always will be prioritized over impressions. Facebook will be the attributed channel here, not Google Ads. And Google Ads and TikTok, they are the assisting channel. They're also helping. They are making a contribution to users install. If you would like to interpret this way, we will also get to this topic. Prevalent are assisted installs. We have been analyzing data in the past 3 months, and we have seen we found out 2.7 billion installs to attributed to a source, and almost 800,000 installs were assisted. And when we translate into the percentage, we can say that the average number is 29% installs attributed that were assisted. And we can also look into vertical distribution here. And gaming is taking the lead, sits at 36%. Publication, lifestyle, and food and drink category follows the gaming vertical. Another fun fact I would like to share with you, when we analyze assisted installs, we have seen that 70% of assisted installs, there were more than 2 touch points. So we can say that if you are only checking the attributed source on the reporting, it will be an incomplete story. And what we can achieve with Assist Dashboard? First of all, we will gain full funnel visibility with Assist. What we are doing here is we are piecing together your customer's journey before the attribution. And in order to evaluate how your marketing channels perform in context with each other, Assist Dashboard also will help you if there's a correlation, if there's an overlap, you can also see that. And another point is you can also see if there's any self-assisting. Self-assisting means the same ad network generating more than 1 click to convert 1 single user. And we are offering you granular level data and to the creative level. And creative level granularity pinpoints which ads from assisting channels influence user flow and other channels. And lastly, you will be able to make better informed decisions. And you will find a bunch of widgets on the dashboard. This is one of the examples. You can see the assisting channels here and how much assisted installs they are driving. And you can also see who was the last touch attribution here. Who was the channel who won the attribution. And how we can interpret this data. So our clients can take different approaches. And one of the approach is they would like to see the incremental impact, the brand uplift. So they can analyze how those channels interacting each other. They can make marketing decisions accordingly if there is an overlap, for instance. Or they can calculate some brand new metrics. If you would like to consider what was the contribution coming from assisted install, it can be interpreted cost per install, ROAS, or any other metrics. We also have a solution, which is also a premium solution called Custom Metrics. Custom Metrics can be combined with Assist Dashboard, and it will give you even more insights. So Custom Metrics, there is no any limit. Sky is the limit. Whatever KPI you would like to create, we can create for you. Another topic I would like to talk about today, connected TV, and how we can take advantage of Assist Dashboard to evaluate the performance of connected TV. And just as the first MMP offering comprehensive CTV solutions, CTV measurement, in the past, advertisers they were quite confused. They didn't know how to measure those campaigns, and they thought that it was impossible. But today, this year, they are also planning to increase CTV budget. And when it comes to CTV, we are talking about here CTV to CTV, connected TV campaigns. The content is increasing on connected TV side, and also 80% of US households, they purchased a smart TV. So smart TV adoption is also growing. CTV to CTV, one part of it, and CTV to mobile, which is also exciting. It could be a brand new channel to drive app installs. And connected to TV to mobile app campaigns, it can be also measured with Adjust. But when we think about the nature of CTV campaigns, it's an impression-dependent channel. So they are at risk of cannibalization from down-funnel channels. That's why it's crucial to understand the assisting power of connected TV. It's integral to holistically measuring the performance. That's how we are taking advantage of Assist Dashboard to evaluate the performance of CTV. I will also share a case study with you, and I believe that it will make everything more clear. And the use case is measuring a CTV ad campaign with Assist during the first quarter of 2022. 2-week CTV ad campaign with TV Scientific and Roku ran across multiple networks with an attribution window of 72 hours. And what was the result? These are the outcomes. 13 million impressions we served. 32.2K users generated directly via CTV. And the conversion rate on impression was 0.25%, and this is a remarkable number. 120,000 installs assisted by CTV, which makes 8.8 percentage installs overall assisted by CTV. And another case study I can share with you, we published with Magic Tavern. And they utilized CTV to app campaigns, and they were able to decrease effective CPI by more than 65%. So CTV to app campaigns also becoming popular, and it's the brand new channel to drive installs. And with Assist Dashboard, you can also see the performance. And I would like to conclude highlighting main points here. The first of all, Assist installs. It's a critical part, piecing together how the full user story behind campaigns is working. And with this visibility into ad engagements that assisted your attributed installs, you will be able to analyze full funnel impact of your marketing channels. By pinpointing the touch points that played a role assisting conversions, you can make more informed decisions. And another thing is you will be able to see the total number of engagements. So total number of engagements, you can see how much engagement it takes, which results in one single install. That can also give you insights over fraudulent activities because it will make click spamming more apparent. And lastly, understanding how CTV campaigns helping other channels to convert or your UI efforts, you can also uncover the true value of CTV campaigns. So thank you for your attention. Hope you find this useful. If you would like to learn more, you can reach out to me or you can find my team members here today. We would be happy to talk to you. Thank you very much.